but we also do hands-on. And before I get into those, I just want to note that our two big fundraisers we have every year, all that money goes towards these projects. It doesn't go to operate the club. Our members support the club itself, but all the fundraising that we do goes directly back to the community and in our international projects too.
Can you think
I
of
hope
one?
everybody goes. Thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you, caller. Send me an envelope. I'll give you some $5 off over at the Lakeview Restaurant. Can you go wrong? It's free. Give me a project that you've done recently that somehow comes to mind, Dave.
Okay, as I said, we had many, but one of the ones that you'll see us or notice us on is coming up soon, is we sponsor road cleanup between Westfield and Mayville. And we do that twice a year. We go along the roadside, we pick up all the trash. That's one hands-on project. We've contributed towards the Westfield Hospital. In fact, Rotary in the very beginnings helped to establish the hospital in the first place.
I bet you helped keep it too.
We do what we can to help keep it active and alive, and work very hard towards that. Many of our members are actually on the Hospital Foundation board. Many Rotary members are active in other aspects of our communities too. Something else that we've contributed to is the Chautauqua Institution, the Opera and Scholarship Fund. We also help sponsor that. The YWCA down in Westfield we've helped out. American Red Cross, the Katrina disaster we've contributed to. The Patterson Library. In each of the communities we've helped fund their playground projects. If you look, most of the communities have redone their playgrounds, and we've helped fund those in each of our participating communities.
Yeah, Welchfield just did a lot of work. They built a new building there.
And we've helped with Welchfield before. We helped with their swimming pool when they first put that in.
Incidentally, for those in Northeast or wherever you may be, Welchfield is a large playground area in Westfield. And it has a swimming pool, it has a huge house there, building, I don't know, it's all kinds of wonderful. Several ball fields, it's fantastic. And many communities have this, and I'm sure the Rotarians are contributing.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wanted to ask you guys, somebody else is trying to get in, I can see the light. I want to ask you another couple of questions. First of all, do you have dues? You said we support ourselves, all right?
Yes.
Well, what's the bite?
Lunch is the bite.
It's lunch. That's a $50 lunch.
We try to keep our dues very reasonable so that it doesn't scare off people from coming. The main thing is to have people come and participate. And I think, what is our dues for the year? $150?
$125. Our dues are $125, and our lunches are $8 each week.
$8 is cheap enough. What do you have for lunch? You have pizza, CJ's, or do you have chicken, or what do you get?
We have a variety of items.
Lobster
that we
tails?
have for that. Sometimes we have CJ's Pizza. He makes several different varieties of pizza. You know, he has
they're scrumptious too.
chicken sometimes, and he has beef sandwiches. We have all kinds of that. The lunches are very, very good.
So you have a nice lunch.
Everybody looks forward to having lunch.
And that's right along with that, right after the meeting, huh?
Just before the meeting, and then the meeting starts.
Okay, great. Yeah, I live next door to the Methodist Church, and I hear you singing sometimes.
That's true. We are one of the singing clubs.
We're sitting here having a nice chat, and this is informal with Dave Travis and Dan Smith, who are members of the local Rotary, and talking about Rotary in general. Now, everything they say really is incumbent upon any other Rotarian group. They must give their services, and they do give a lot to the community, and they also have the same sort of organizational pattern all over the world. You're never alone if you're a member of the Rotary. You just go to the next Rotary meeting and you say, here I am, and they accept you immediately as a brother, sister, and you have your fellowship, you have your support group built in wherever you go. All right, now let me get down to another factor. How many people in the Rotary actually came in looking for basically service to their community? I suspect most of you, right?
I would say that, and that's one of the primary reasons why someone would join Rotary, besides the networking capabilities. It is service above self. And I think one of the things that really drew me in is that I wanted to, being from Bemis Point and not really from Westfield, I wanted to be able to get to know people in Westfield, and it was an excellent opportunity for me to be able to do that. The other part that I think that really grabbed me about Rotary was that I could participate in things. Service above self is our motto. And I could participate in things and help people and communities and organizations that I couldn't even begin to fathom to do on my own. I mean, sending a check off on my own is one thing, but being able to participate in a school playground, do scholarships for local students, there's just a whole host of things that you can't begin to do on your own that you can now do in a group setting with a lot more power and the power of Rotary behind you. And it's just very, very
Dave, I
rewarding.
suspect that's the same for you.
Absolutely. I feel very strong about giving back to the community and providing community service. I've been very active in that for most of my life. And Dan's hit it absolutely on the head. We can do things as a group with Rotary that we could not do as individuals. And some of the projects we've been involved in, helping drill water wells in Haiti, for example. The next one coming up that we're working on is a water well project in Africa that we're doing as a joint effort, and we're bringing the Interact group and the other schools involved in that to try to raise $1,000 towards a water well in Africa.
Very important. Now, we got a couple of calls. Good morning, caller. Thank you for waiting. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello there, caller.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're on.
I am here. Good morning.
Pardon?
Good morning.
Morning. I'm curious about your appearance,
Okay.
Mr. Smith.
What are you
Hello?
curious about?
There seems to be a medal in the front of yourself and hanging there, and I wonder what it signifies.
This is the Paul Harris medal and emblem. Paul Harris, as I had mentioned earlier, is the founder of Rotary, and one of the highest awards, the highest award in Rotary, is achieving a Paul Harris Medal status. And you can do that in a couple of different ways. If you are a member, there's a donation involved, and your donation goes towards the Rotary
You
Foundation.
say donation mean money.
Money. Money. You have to pay to do that if you're a member. But our club, also out of our funds, can contribute and purchase a Paul Harris Foundation award for a community member who is not a Rotarian, but yet who performs considerable community service. And we recognize them periodically, and we have many, many of them. The late Jim Weidman, for example, is a Paul Harris Fellow.
He was the big gun over in Chautauqua here in the county, in the village, town of
Well,
Chautauqua.
that's very interesting.
Yes, and he's...
I know you do a lot of good work, the Rotary. Well, could you tell me what is your main purpose or your thrust? Do you have one particular area that you support above others?
Well, I think that you have to go back to our motto, and our motto is service above self. And there are several areas. I think that our club, over the last recent number of years, has put a lot of focus on vocational service. We have continued to do scholarships for the local schools. We originally only did the 2 schools, and we expanded to the 5 schools. We've put an awful lot of effort in that, as well as the Students of the Month. There are other programs that we do, the Rotary Youth Leadership Award. It's called RILA program, and that's last year we had Megan Williams go to that. It's an entire week-long program for a youth 18 to 25 years old that is going to be a community leader, and that's very intensive. They have to stay there. They're not allowed to go anyplace else. It's just a terrific program. It's received very